Tonight's session is on cultivating grace. How would you describe a graceful person? It's usually a physical attribute, like she lands on her feet gracefully. She looks effortlessly when she moves or when he moves. So here we are talking about grace in terms of qualities of what you embody. Can be behavior qualities, can be our personality qualities. And so what sort of being are we embodying? What it means by embodying grace, especially in times of change, like for example, a new boss, a new job, a new location that you're working in, or maybe embodying grace during times of distress, worry, anxiety, isolation, and that was quite common during COVID, and maybe loneliness. Tonight we are exploring how to cultivate grace. How do we embody grace? There are a couple of steps here we'd like to do. So firstly, it's about staying calm, staying gracious. So whenever some unpleasant feelings arise, and unpleasant feelings can range from just mild irritation to like, how long is this meditation going to be? To the point where maybe having a lot of unpleasant thoughts, maybe it has been a difficult day, a difficult week. And so these unpleasant thoughts keep playing in our mind. So it's causing us a lot of distress. So responding from our inner wisdom. Now this word inner wisdom, this phrase might sound very big, but here we are really exploring kindness. So whenever that arises for us, we are kind and gentle towards it, meaning we allow ourselves to just soften towards whatever we are feeling that might feel unpleasant. Responding from a point of kindness instead of from the points of pride, ego, or maybe expediency or conceptual beliefs. Sometimes we respond based on something we think about or our opinion, like, oh, I can't meditate. So that's a conceptual belief. If you were meditating from a point of kindness, then you would say, oh, it's okay, mindfulness is a journey. Tell ourselves different things when we approach our practice differently. Secondly is to sit with whatever that arises. So sit with fear, impatience, even the need to control. Like we say, oh, I want to control my breath. I want to control my thoughts. I want to control my emotions. I don't want to feel sad. So we are letting all that go. We are not reacting. Instead, we are just sitting and just being with that sensation. And so this requires, again, softening towards it. And at one point, you might feel like, oh, I can't even soften. I can't even relax in this meditation. Aren't I supposed to be feeling relaxed during a meditation? The practice is, in mindfulness meditation, is to accept that, oh, at this point, I cannot relax. And when you do that, when you allow that, and this is where you're coming from a place of kindness and allowing things to be as they are. Let's come to a comfortable position. So choosing your posture, your position that might be comfortable for you for the next 18 minutes or so. And I would like to encourage you to sit or stand, or you can also do movements. Maybe you like to stretch, or maybe you just want to lie down. Go with what works for you at this point in time. So it's not a boot camp. So if you're coming to sit, so sitting upright usually helps you in responding from a point of kindness and responding mindfully. So closing the eyes if you wish. Or maybe it's just softening the gaze. So just allowing some light to come through. And beginning the practice with a sense of mindfulness. Am I seated? Am I standing? Am I lying down? Am I stretching? Taking stock of what's around you, temperature. Warm, air conditioning, fan. Maybe taking stock of the sound that you're hearing. Sound of a car coming by, motorbike, people chatting outside. Maybe sound from the kitchen, someone's cooking, the TV. Or if your eyes are open, then just observing what's around you, taking stock, colors, texture, shapes of objects around you. Then from the external world, bringing the attention, turning towards ourselves. Perhaps starting with the breath. So life begins with the breath. Regardless of how you're breathing, can you accept it with graciousness? This is just how I breathe. Maybe long breath, short breath, shallow or deep. Whatever it is, it's fine. So accepting it with graciousness, allowing the body to just breathe. And each time you take an in-breath, and as you release at the out-breath, perhaps seeing if you can just soften the body, softening towards that sensation of releasing the breath. And while keeping the breath in the center of your focus, feel the body, acknowledge the body, whether it's sitting upright, standing, stretching, shoulders, the skeleton of the body, the base of the spine, the bum, the hip bone, the thighs, the feet on the floor, or if you're sitting cross-legged, feeling the arms. Maybe the mind may be wandering, just with grace and graciousness, bringing the mind back to the breath, to feeling the body. The monkey mind has been wandering off, which is very normal. And with grace and acceptance, just bringing the mind back to the breath, the body. And perhaps you might be having some thoughts that are bothering you, like the mind is just circling around something, going around and around, trying to solve a problem or trying to figure out a decision. And just with graciousness, accepting, okay, the mind's just going around, and just very kindly bringing the mind back to the breath, to sensing the body as it sits here or stands, breathing. And any moments of this practice, if you feel like you need to open the eyes or shift the posture, you can do so. It's not a problem. And just bring it in as part of the practice, opening the eyes mindfully or shifting mindfully. Maybe the mind just keeps wondering to, what am I going to do next? What am I going to eat for supper? Who I'm going to call? What movie I'm going to watch? And just with kindness, noticing mind has wandered. And gently, with graciousness, bringing the mind back to the breath, to the body as it breathes. Or maybe you're feeling anxious about something. Maybe the body is not feeling pleasant, feeling distressed, feeling heavy, feeling worried. And with graciousness, just watching those feelings, sensing those feelings, accepting that it's okay, I don't feel good, it's fine, let me just sit with it. Let me just breathe with it. Maybe I'm feeling horrible about something I did or said. And just sit with that feeling. It's okay, we're only human. And just breathe along with that feeling. Accepting it with grace. And at one point, you may start to notice thoughts, judgment coming in the mind, maybe thinking of solutions to problems. Just being aware, the mind is kicking in with solutions, ideas. Maybe you might even want to open the eyes and start writing them down. For this practice, maybe from now, just letting that be, just watching those thoughts come and go. Watching conceptual beliefs come and go. Checking in with the breath. Am I still breathing? How am I breathing? Maybe checking in with the posture as well. Have I moved? Am I comfortable still? And whatever thoughts that may be bothering you, just allowing yourself to just see, just accept, okay, these thoughts are bothering me. Accepting them with grace, with kindness. With calmness. Just watching and just breathing along with sensations that are arising in the body. Noticing where they might be the strongest, maybe around the chest area. Maybe the head, there's a headache. Or the shoulder blades. Inviting grace to the experience. While you keep the breath and body in the focus of your attention, I read this poem to you, Grace, by Joy Harjo. I could say Grace was a woman with time on her hands, or a white buffalo escaped from memory. But in that dingy light, it was a promise of balance. We once again understood the talk of animals, and spring was lean and hungry with the hope, children and corn. Grace by Joy Harjo. So getting in touch with the heart, the source of our grace, our humanity. Feeling the chest area, beating heart, the lungs breathing, expanding, contracting. Sending well wishes to ourselves. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be gracious with whatever that arises for me. Pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. And then sending well wishes to everyone in this space with us. May you be well. May you be happy. May you find grace in your life. And dropping into the body as you send these well wishes to yourself and others. Feeling the body. And in closing this practice, taking the time to open the eyes if they were closed. Taking stock of what's around you, outside you. And with that, that's the end of tonight's practice. Thank you very much for your presence and see you next week. Okay, take care and stay well.